consciousness. Nothing can stop our recalibration to the geometry of ether, harvesting symbolism. You and I both are human, we already have the key. It's the other 80% of our brain function we never bother using. The house key is great, but gift is showing us the way.
The moon take to the skies. The mountains await our justice. Fly in strength. Return in victory.
From the depths I summon thee. By this sigil, serve my
empire in Europe. Or some would say that that's when the Moorish royalty were beginning to hide themselves. Especially, I think, if they would have known that later on you had these revolutions in France, they probably would have hidden themselves much sooner. But the revolution in France was around the late 1700s.
Yeah, Napoleon
1780,
time.
1790. Yeah. So these were actually not just one revolution. All the Moorish families were being beheaded. Now, our history is the opposite of the truth. So we are not going to get any paintings of black Moorish princesses. Like Mary Antoinette was swarthy, which means she had black skin. She was not this blonde-haired, blue-eyed lady that we see portrayed by famous actresses in Hollywood. So these revolutions were motivated by the majority of the Slavic population turning against their masters. This is the true history of Europe.
And of course the Slavics is where we get the word slave from.
Slave, yeah. The slaves were not the black people. The slaves, I mean, there were obviously black slaves. There were all kinds of slaves. In fact, most people were slaves back then. But not until like the 1800s did you get this equality. So the end of the black monarchy just meant the black monarchy went underground. Now in Germany it was much more kind of civil, I think, because people weren't getting beheaded and hunted down. That's something that only really happened in France, I think, Belgium, maybe Russia. So here are the brooches. Now we see these brooches today, but they are not black. They are white people.
They're the classic brooches of a white woman.
Exactly,
sure.
And they are made from like pearl or something, or resin probably. But the original ones were white on black and black on white, and this is where they originated from. These are the oldest ones. These are the 16th century ones, I think.
It was 1500s.
And who's seen these? Who's seen black people as rulers? Nobody has. It's been hidden so well.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely been hidden. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can find. I had a stack of pictures, but I've got a bad feeling that they might have been on my computer that died. But
Oh no.
I had like the artwork, and it you could see like they had the black one and then the white one that they made a copy of. Same
It
person.
was just that we were emulating the Moors in everything. In the dresses we wore, we were trying to give ourselves larger behinds with our dresses for an entire
Oh yeah,
movement.
right.
The
Okay, is that
whole
what that was
Renaissance
about?
Victorian era, every woman wanted to have a
It's
large,
just the Brazilian butt lift
derriere.
for the Victorian era, right?
They were building cages inside the dresses to give themselves this voluptuous figure.
Yeah, yeah, right.
It was insane. It
That's
was a whole movement. They wanted to look like that. Men were wearing wigs so they could have curly African hair. It was absolutely
curly hair.
crazy.
Interesting. Yeah,
And
right.
they
That is
still in the United Kingdom, they still wear those today, the judges. They wear the
yeah.
Moorish wig, which in German has still a reference to the rook, the elephant, the African elephant. Peruk. It's called a peruk in German.
A
It's
Peruk, okay.
Yeah, it does help if you can speak like German. I think speaking
Is
French would really help too.
has this guy got half a beard? Is that like
Yes, yes. So they had this belief that there were two halves to your brain, so they wanted the inner child to exist to keep them young. So you'll be half brain.
so that's
Sometimes
his
they even paint their faces
right
white.
side?
Yeah. Half their face would be white. Yeah. That's what the
Mm.
gods did too. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
If you want to understand European history, you have to understand the Moorish first. Yeah. So, by the way, all of those kings were shipped off to Haiti and Senegambia and places like this.
Oh, okay. And that's why they have
They were
more
shipped off.
populations. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they were not all executed like in France. Yeah. I
Okay,
mean, the
so
Bolsheviks
basically,
actually did execute some of the royals. Yeah.
and so they came up, ended up ruling Europe and enslaving a lot of white people, and then the white people rose up and dethroned them, basically.
Yes, I mean it's like Spartacus. Yeah, we took over. I mean, there are lots of these revolutions. Like it's basically documented in old German impressionist movies too. Like Metropolis shows you the people rising up against this,
Yeah.
the occupier, which happens to look a lot like a pharaoh, which is a reference to Egypt, to Africa.
Okay,
Yeah.
so were the pharaohs Moors, in your opinion? Because we're
Okay.
told they're dark skinned, but then we have this other
Mm,
story, like because it used to be Barbaria, which is
mm.
weird again, right? Because they tell us the barbarians came from Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
But the what are they called? The white population. I've lost the word. Basically, the people who turn into the gypsies that they say used to inhabit
Or Aryan.
Egypt, that they were white people, right? But it looks like a lot of the pharaohs were black. So is that the same kind of setup, do you think, that the Moors were
I think there was
ruling?
a dynasty right at the end that was, the era of the Roman Empire. But 99%, I mean, all the dynasties before that lasted for hundreds of years, not just a few decades, all of those were 100% black, like a Kemet,
Yeah,
and Moors too. The Moors is also North Africa. It's just the other side of Africa.
yeah,
But
like Morocco and those kind of places.
but it is quite a modern concept, this
And
connection between
what's the other
Kemet
one?
and Moors.
Well, a big country, it's not so big now, is Mauritania, right?
It's another country, yeah,
Yeah.
Al-Andalus. Yeah.